General Gao's or whatever it is, chicken has a sweet and sour sauce. So it's ketchup, vinegar. It's not hoisin, actually. That's incorrect. So I'm just telling you right
Been
now.
3 minutes, you know. We've already screwed it up.
Today we're really lucky. We have a brilliant genius and fabulous cook at Spices of Life, Chris Kimball. You probably know him from the American public television show. What is it, America's Test Kitchen? It's the #1 show on public television. Brilliant show. And of course, he's the publisher of Cooks Illustrated, Cook's Country. What else? America's Test Kitchen. It's coming out with a brilliant new book in the fall called America's Best Lost Recipes. So, Chris, welcome to Spices of Life. And
I'll try not to blush. Our point is to get to the point where a majority of people will say, hey, the recipe worked.
Right.
And that's really the key
Right.
thing. And two, this is a really good cookie. Cooking isn't about just cooking with your heart. It's about cooking with your brain. And then after you practice enough, then you can take off. It's just like, I play guitar a lot. It takes years of practicing scales and things to get to the point where you can improvise. Same thing with cooking. So sure, we can disagree about the best, but the other thing we've learned is if you say to somebody, do it this way, they won't do it that way. If you say to them, do it this way, and explain why you do it that way, say, look, we tried it this way, tried it this way, tried it this way, tried it this way, and this is the way that worked. They're much more likely to follow your recipe. So I would say people who read cooks probably do follow our recipes pretty well, because we say to them, if you use this, if you melt the butter instead of cream it, here's what's going to happen to that cookie. If you don't tell them what's going to happen if they do it another way, they'll just do what they want. So I think that's really the secret, is explaining why. It's people, thousands of people come to me and say, I love knowing why, because then I understand it, and then I'll do it the right way. But other recipes just say do this, but they don't say, well, why did you use an 8-inch cake pan instead of 9-inch cake pan, and 350 instead of 400, and this kind of chocolate versus that kind of chocolate? So we try to explain it so they'll say, oh, okay, so that sounds reasonable. I'll give your technique a try, and then they'll change it the second time, but at least the first time they'll make it.
So I'm sure our viewers are saying, where's the beef? So I think what we want to do is show everybody, give them a tour of America's Test Kitchen. There are how many people employed in this?
We have 35 test cooks here. We shoot the show here every April and early May. We have 2 separate kitchens. We have a completely soundproof backup kitchen we use during the TV shoot to do some of the prep. And then this kitchen where we do most of our cooking. That corner is devoted to the equipment testings and the food tastings development. And we have a full cold walk-in storage, full regular pantry. We also have a full dishwashing room. We have a 3-minute dishwasher to turn things around. So when you come in the morning, you go into the storage area, pick up a cart on wheels, get your equipment, go in and get your food, bring it out to one of your stations. Each station has a little refrigerator as well. And then you cook there.
When did you build these kitchens?
There was a kitchen here for years, about 6 or 7 years ago, but about 4 years ago we renovated and expanded it, and we're running out of room now. Actually.
And how many ovens do you have?
24 ovens.
24.
I think. We have about 40 burners, something like that.
How did you get enough electricity in your building?
We had to upgrade the whole building. We had to put a 400 amp service in to handle it. We also installed all the lights for the TV show, so
that's amazing.
They're in permanently.
Tell us where we are right now, this part.
We're outside the kitchen. This is our tasting table where we do tastings almost every day. We do tastings, chocolate, sour cream, canned tomatoes, everything that goes into the Cooks Illustrated. Those tastings are also reprised on the TV show, America's Test Kitchen. For years I used to participate in all the tastings, and I don't anymore. So when I go on television, I'm actually tasting blind.
Why don't you do that? It's too much.
Because, yes, that's one thing. The other thing is when I do the TV show, when Jack and I do the tasting, I haven't tasted the before.
Yeah, so I
taste it live on camera. I have 3 or 4 minutes to figure out which is the winner, and then we compare my results to the tasting folks. And 70 or 80% of the time we actually agree. I mean, go back into your point. Most of the time, most people do agree on these tasting results.
Really?
It's interesting.
Wow.
Once in a while, I disagree.
Yeah, but you never invited me to a tasting, so we'd
really-
see.
Well, I wonder why. You'd be that 1%.
But what I love too is that you have these huge animals with the different cuts.
Well, there's the cow right there.
The beef,
is the
yeah,
cow.
and all the different cuts on
We
it.
use this on the TV show.
That's great, really great.
Well,
Now, isn't it too in different parts of the country? They're called different things. I mean, shouldn't you have like regional? So here it's called a rib, but there it's called a whatever.
No, these are the primal cuts.
Oh,
so the
okay.
primal cuts will always be the same. I mean,
Right.
within the sirloin, there are different names, or
Right.
different steaks have different names.
Cool.
But within the primal cuts, they're always the same.
Oh, okay, great. All the books, the amazing thing, they're all organized by category. There's chocolate, pasta, and noodles, salads and sides, and you have a library of what, thousands of books here.
Yeah, we do, and this is how we start our recipe testing. We go through the books, find 20 or 30 recipes, call out 5 or 6 we want to test, and then we blind taste them, and that's how we get started.
Now you've seen it all.
Not really all, Nina. Next time, part 2, in the kitchen testing for the best brownie.
And this is Nina Simons for Spices of Life. So go on to their website, americastestkitchen.com, or cooksillustrated.com, or better yet, go to spicesoflife.com.
Thanks to our sponsor, Legal Seafoods.
How was that? Oh.